going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Daily Stack Report. Today we have some amazing news for you. Today we finally hit back above 80 after being beat down all the way down to that $69 mark. Like I said, we hit so many resistance levels down here at $69, $70. It was bound to bounce back all the way up to 80. I didn't expect this personally to come back this fast, but hey, we'll call it a post-Christmas miracle right now. The New Year's miracle is what we'll call it. We like that sound. We like the sound of that silver right there, baby. Sounds good. So let's get into the markets today. We're going to go into our 5-minute chart right now. Getting a little bit beat down in futures. We went from that $82 mark all the way down to 79.66. So obviously, we don't like that. But when we zoom out, we come all the way back. We'll go into our 1 hour chart, gets a little bit further out. Like I said, guys, that W is not a win. Hey, that win isn't always beautiful, but all that matters is that you win, right? So we had this big, beautiful W right here. Kind of got beat down, but again, we tested $70 mark so many times. We tested it here, right above here. We hit a resistance. We went down, came back up, and then we gapped all the way up to 82. And then, with a gap up, you're always going to have a gap down. So, or you're always going to come back and fill it on a gap down or on a gap up. And on a gap down, you're going to come back up and fill it. So keep that in mind, guys. But when we did test it, we tested that $70 mark right here. We tested it once, twice, 3 times, and 4 times right here, right around 70, 87. And from there, it was that slow, steady increase. So if you go back to my other videos, you're going to see what I'm talking about. We like more of this steady inflow. If we look at this chart, how we steadily started creeping up right here, that's maintainable. Same thing right here. This is a lot more maintainable than, within 2 days, 2 trading days, going all the way from 71 all the way up to 82. It took us from, let's see, we hit that low of 70 on the 29th, and we finally got back up on the 6th. So depending how we look at it, it's about 6 to 8 trading days that it took us to get there. So again, guys, we like that slow, steady increase. It just shows the resilience in the market right now with silver and gold and platinum, but mainly silver is what we're talking about at the moment. As we look at this chart, we like these nice slow buildups right here, right? Get that beat down, okay, whatever, came back up, got beat down again. It happens, went back up. They tried to beat us down one more time and they couldn't. All right, so that's where we started to get that nice steady inflow right here. Came back down, up, came back down, up, came back down, shot back up. So I can only imagine for the next day or two, we may hang around this 80 to 77, 76, $78 mark right here before we see that next leg up. Hopefully beating that 82.67. Today we topped out at 82.57 is what it looks like. Let's check this out. 82.58. Sorry, I was 1 penny, 1 cent off, which they don't make anymore. So can't give you 2 cents. You got to give your nickel now. But as we continue the day or into the night trading, we do see a down candle on the 1 hour. We look back into the 5-minute candle, and we have had a really big uptick today. And so it is pretty normal to have that downtrend going into the night. We're going to see where the markets take us tomorrow. Let's check out gold for the moment. So as it sits, gold is at 80, or silver's at 80.48, with the high today of 82.58 and the low of 79. Oh, I'm sorry, 79.73. So we do like those numbers right there, guys. We had over a 5% increase today in silver, which is always bueno. We love seeing that. Let's go over to gold. On the gold chart, we did have a high today of 4,512. We do kind of see it going down a little bit right now. We're sitting right at 44.81. Let's see if we have any resistance right here. We have these two tops right here, which we did go down on both, but the second one we did come back up. But let's go out to this 1 hour chart. So right here, we had this double top right here at 4,398, right about 4,400. And so over here, we had another double top around 44.11. So we had about the same resistance level. Let's see, 2 hour. There we go. We had this about the same resistance levels right here as we did right here, right? So I would definitely expect this to test again around 4,400. The 4,400 to 4,411 mark, definitely would like to see a test right there. See if we can go down. And if we can go down to 4,400, 4,411 on gold and bounce off of that and continue that next leg up, we should definitely be able to beat that high of 45.84. So that's some positive news right there for gold. Now let's go over and check out the platinum market. Today, platinum at the moment is sitting at 23.66. So we love to see that. Again, we had that high of 25.84. Got shot all the way back down. And look these nice legs up. This is what we like to see. We like to see it go up, go down, go up more, go down more, go up more, go down, go up more, go down. You guys get the pattern right there. This is what we like to see. Whenever we have big spikes, like we saw at the end of last year, where we went from 2,000 all the way up to 2,500 within a couple days, you're going to see big red candles like this. When you see big green candles like this, super fast in a very short amount of time, you're going to see pretty much the same thing going all the way back down, right? It's just how the market works. Things aren't meant to go up all the way in one day. They're meant to go up nice and slowly, like with this stack right here. We like to see things go up slowly. That's why I always recommend that you stack slow, stack what you can, and never overstack, right? Just because we see metals going up right now. Guys, we have seen things like this in the market before where things have gone up. That's what the market's for. Right now, we have a lot of things going on in not just the US, but in the world. We have China. Right now, they're shutting down exports into the US, into other countries. So it's not as easy to get silver out of that country as it is. We have markets right now. We have the COMEX, we have the London Bullion Exchange. Right now, they're running out of silver as we speak right now, and the demand for it is only growing higher every single day. Right now, we are demanding more metals and more silver specifically for electric cars, for solar panels, for anything that's AI, anything you think of that has to do with the physical AI market, it includes silver in there. So, guys, stay steady on that. Let's go to our snapshots. Gold is trading higher today. Silver is extending its rally as well. Again, kind of showing the volatility that we have over here in silver as we look up. Silver is super volatile. It can go up, down. Look at these big swings. We have 70 to 77, back down to 70, up to 82. All right, so that's pretty normal for silver to have bigger upticks and upswings than your typical gold market. Whereas gold, we're talking 44 all the way down to 4,000, which is a $400 price swing within a short amount of time. And then, we'll go from 42 to 4,000, back to 42, 43, down to 42. So you don't see as much volatility in the gold market as you do the silver market and platinum, because platinum will typically follow silver and silver typically follows gold. So if we see the gold going up, you can almost ensure that silver is going to go up as well. So, guys, with that being said, let's check out the natural gas and the oil price. This has to do with the recent news out of Venezuela that we have captured their dictator and he's no longer there. And if you check out the stock market in Venezuela, it's up almost 70% from the time we captured him, which is absolute insanity. But what does that mean for our natural gas and our oil? It means that we're going to get a huge influx of it into the United States, which again is going to increase the amount that we have. So it's going to decrease the demand that we have for it, right? So with that, over here on 12/8, December 8th, we saw it hit a high of $4 or $5.49. And right now it's currently sitting at $3.45. Since we have the capture, we've gone from $3.63 all the way down to $3.32. So that's a pretty big, I know it's not, $70 to $80 like it is in silver, but it is a big decrease in that number. And right now, as we look at crude oil is also testing near lows from 54.98. We saw an uptick today and yesterday, 58.84, and it's all the way down to 56 with a low of 55. So that definitely is something to check out because as these volatile markets hit, it may start with one market, but it's going to go over and inflow into other markets. And even though gold and silver are safe haven markets, they do typically, they can go down. If you look at the past history, whenever we do have conflicts of war or of interest, these markets typically tend to go up in the short term, but they do balance out in the long term. So we do like to keep it real here. We do like to let you know, hey, we do see this big uptick right here, but just know we did gap up right here. I know it's only a 72.26 to 72.54. It's only a 30-cent gap up, but hey, gaps get filled. So whenever it's on the downside, we're positive about it because hey, we know it's going to come back up at some point. But hey, right now it's on the upside. We gapped up. So that means at some point it's going to come back down to here, which is just a reassurance of my my method of hey, if we gap up, we're going to come back down. If you go look at my recent videos, which I'll tag right here, you're going to see where I've pretty much called every single move that has happened right now. Every single thing that's happened over the past week and a half since I really started these videos, every move I've said is correct, and it's actually pretty cool that I'm seeing this and I'm finally documenting everything that's that's in my mind and I think and then I see in the markets. Because again, guys, I just like to keep it real with you. There's a lot of hype right now. There's a lot of information going out there, and a lot of it can be, confirmation bias of, oh, I should buy this right now, or I need to go, dump out my savings into this one asset whenever it's at the high, right? Because this could easily, as much as silver bulls don't want to admit it, this could easily be a double top right here, right? Even though we saw this nice W formation, this could easily be a double top and go back down. Also, it could just be another consolidation. All right, we could see another consolidation like we did here. Consolidate, consolidate, consolidate up. But again, guys, we did go up pretty fast right here from this low of 78 all the way up to 82. So we could be seeing a correction coming down to around 75. Would not be surprised whatsoever. We do have, let me see, we have this gap here. So it'd be nice to test this. I really don't want to test that 70 again. It would be nice to see us test this $74 mark after coming down to around 72. We do have a top right here at 72, and right here it did top out at 73, but I would say if we can test the $72 mark again and bounce off of that and continue to rise, then I think we would be in the clear to go up to around 85, 90 from there on a slow method, nothing fast because we don't like fast movements, right? I would say another test we're going to see is 74. Another test we're going to see is 77. So these are some of the marks I would look out for. If we see it dip below around 72 again, we're definitely heading down to that 69, 70 mark again. And if we dip below that, guys, it's a free fall basically all the way down to $64. So always keep that in mind whenever you're thinking about purchasing more silver, purchasing more gold. Make sure you keep these resistance levels in your mind and see where the market is. Don't buy the hype, buy the news, right? Buy what's actually happening in the market. What does your gut tell you? What do you think is going to happen? And don't just say, "Oh, I think this is going to happen because I saw some YouTuber or I saw some TikTok guy tell me, hey, we're going up. There's an influx of need for all this technology, all this silver to go into these technologies, and we're in a deficit. In the past 5 years, yes, we have been in that deficit, but you also have to read the charts. It is a good time to buy silver. I personally am, as you can see in my personal little stack right here. I brought it out today. If you would have bought all of this right here in early 2025, right? You're purchasing that for around $2,000 today. This little pile right here, just this little bit, nothing crazy, right? Looking at about 50 ounces right there. It's around $4,000. So you're almost doubled your money. But that doesn't mean just because you buy at the top right now, the height of the market at $80, in another year, you're going to double this again. Now, would we love to? Yes, because we love the sound of silver. We love the sound of money. We love hearing these coins, click clack over each other, right? It's one of the most euphoric feelings that you could possibly purchase. It's such an amazing feeling hearing all of that. I got my lucky crystals over here, and yeah, guys, just checking out the markets. It we are in a beautiful day today. I mean, we are going to sit here and rejoice for a second, rejoice in the amazing bounce back that we have had, because when we hit this $82 mark and we bounced all the way down to 70, everybody was saying that was it. Bull rally's over. Bull market's over. Silver's going back down. Oh, this is just a repeat of the 80s. This is just a repeat of 2011. It's going to go back down. I even had people personally texting me, Burr, here comes the Bears, baby. No, no, sir. We're still in the bull market. Just, guys, you got to be realistic when it comes to your purchases, right? You have to continue to be realistic when you want to purchase and when is the best time to purchase, and make sure you don't over leverage yourself, right, guys? You don't want to get into a position where you purchase around the 80, $75 mark, and all of a sudden it goes down to 70, 68, 65, and you're wondering to yourself, dang, should I just sell and get out of this before I even, lose money, or before I lose more money, guys? So that's why you set a little bit aside of what you can afford each week, each month, and you make those purchases in small ounces. This 50 ounces right here didn't come in one purchase. It came in three. It came in another three. One week I made a little bit more, right? So it came in a five, then it came, in another three, then it came in another four, right? So I didn't just go out and I didn't just purchase all of this right away. Even though that would be nice, it would be nice to just have the funds to go out and purchase all of this silver at one time. That's not reality, guys. It's not reality for everybody. So make sure you're stacking smart and you're stacking safe. Do what you can, do what you can afford, but I am bullish on silver. So with that being said, let's see what else we got going on. I'm looking at my notes for today. Silver is once again showing, it's higher alongside gold with greater percentage swings. ETF flows and renewed investor interest are helping push silver prices higher today. At the time, the market is still digesting supply side developments, including China's new export licensing rules for refined silver, which officially took effect at the start of the year. Silver remains supported by strong industrial demand, but traders should expect continued volatility. So just make sure you're holding on to your britches, guys. There was something else that I wanted to. We did hear, I believe it was Morgan Stanley came out today and said that they believe by the end of the year, gold's going to be sitting around $4,800 to $5,000, which of course we love hearing that confirmation bias because that's what we believe. So it's nice when some of these bigger banks, kind of come back and believe it as well. So let's go into JM Bullion as we wrap this up, guys. JM Bullion has silver ask around 81.14 and futures are sitting at 80.21 at the moment. So guys, that's about $1 increase over spot. So whenever we have that backwardation, that means that the futures market sits lower than the spot price of gold does, or if silver does. And so with that being said, JM Bullion's at 81.14. SD Bullion is at, let's refresh this, 81.10. So again, guys, they're each about $1 over. Let's see what Kitco has it as today. Right now, Kitco is sitting at 80.48. So they're even over as well. And let's see what their spot price is. Let's go back to precious metals. So silver is bid 80.48, ask is 80.60. So guys, their low is 79, the high is 82.80. So that's almost $2 over. So whenever you go into your local coin shop or your LCS, they're going to basically be selling it to you at the high, right? They're going to be selling it to you at the ask price or at the high price of the day. And so you can expect to pay that and about a 2 to 3 $4 tops premium. If you're going into a local coin shop and they're looking to charge you anywhere from $5 to $10 on a premium over what the ask price is, guys, call around, find another coin shop, because I don't care where you're at, there's going to be a coin shop around you that is going to be around that $2 to $4 range of a premium. So don't just hop in the market and say, oh, well, I guess this is all that's available because this video said that there's a huge retail shortage. Yes, there is a retail shortage in the sense of it's harder for them to get it, So right here, if we go over to JM Bullion, we're going to be looking at, we'll look at a Buffalo. A Buffalo is a very, very popular round. Let's see if I have one right here. I have an Aztec round right here. So as you can see, this is going to be your typical Aztec round. Very popular round right there. Let's see. I got one right here. Yep. So this is gonna be more of your buffalo right here. So these type of rounds right here are more of a premium type of round. And so yes, there is a difference in the rounds that you get. But right now, silver is silver. An ounce is an ounce. So like I've been saying in other videos, this right here is our buffalo premium round. See if I have any Morgans. I do. So we have, oh, these are kind of dirty. Let me see if I have one. Actually, this is a perfect example. So I have one buffalo. This is 0.999 silver right here. This has been my top trading, my top trading sales pitch right here. My top trading advice. This has been my top trade over the past month. I get these buffaloes. I go to eBay Lives. I go to Whatnots, and I find these auctions of coin shops that are reputable, that have a good reputation. They're not going to sell me anything fake. So I know if I get it at a good buy, I'm getting it at a good buy. I'm not just getting at a good buy because it's fake. No, these are real rounds. So I'll go and find yourself a good buffalo, a good premium round. Walk into your coin shop and demand you gotta know what you're talking about, right? Two Morgan dollars. So these are going to be your Morgan dollars right here. These are pretty dirty, as you can see. Nothing special about them. They're not highly graded. They're just basic Morgan dollars. These are 0.77344 ounces a piece. So two of these are about 1.5 ounce, right? And so I can typically trade one of these beautiful buffaloes for two of these Morgan dollars. And the reason being is that these are 90% silver. They're not 0.99999, right? They're 90%. And so whenever they send these off to the refineries, if the melt on these is $55, that's what the going rate is, they're only going to get about 45, maybe $48 per round. But with these, if an ounce of silver is sitting at $80, they could probably get around 78, $79 because the refinery, all they have to do is melt 100 of these bad boys down and they get a beautiful 100-ounce bar. Whereas these right here, since they're 90% silver, they're going to have to melt down more of them and they're going to also have to refine them because they do have 10% copper in them, right? So they're going to have to separate that copper and that silver. So a lot of these coin shops aren't selling a lot of these. They aren't able to get these to the refineries because right now they're just not making that much money off of them. And so the refineries don't really want them because there's such an influx of silver being sold into the market right now. They can get these pretty easily. The 0.999 Buffaloes, they can get your 0.99 American Silver Eagles. They can get those super easily. So they'd rather pay a nice price for those, melt them down into a 100-ounce bar, and ship them off, sell them off to the Comex wherever they go, versus purchasing these. So a lot of your coin shops are stuck with these Morgan and Peace dollars. Same thing go with your 90% quarters, your 90% dimes. And so guys, this is a perfect example of how you trade one for 1.5 right here. So if you're doing this for short-term trading, you're just looking to flip a couple dollars over the next couple months, that's probably not going to be the best because right now, if you do go to try to sell these to a coin shop, you are going to get less. But if you're doing this for the long term and you're doing this for the amount of ounces you can get, this is a perfect time to take advantage of the market at the moment. So guys, keep that in mind as we continue going into the next couple weeks, next couple months of trading. Always stack smart. And that's part of what I mean right there. It's not always about getting something, at spot or a dollar under spot. It's about knowing what you have versus knowing what's sellable at the moment. And so I hope you guys can take some good information from that. I really hope you guys continue to subscribe to me. I have 10 subscribers right now. I really appreciate every single one of you 10. I hope to continue to get more. So make sure you like this video so more people can see it. Continue subscribing. Continue stacking smart. This is the Daily Sack Report. I hope everybody has a beautiful day, beautiful night, beautiful evening, beautiful afternoon, depending on when you're listening to this. Peace out.